Hello everyone, this is Pastor Aaron for Our Kids. I'm hoping and praying that everybody is safe in the comfort of their own home. And I'm also hoping that you've had a chance to glance or even watch the other videos that I have released. They're there just for resource or guidelines if you want to get any ideas on how to engage your children in the discipleship walk. Now, some of the things that I'm hearing is the struggle to even just engage the children into worship, and I think it's a very crucial concept, is that we as adults will actually have to model to our kids what it means or what it looks like to worship or to be in worship. As a matter of fact, this week it would be a great opportunity to combine the huddle prayer, the worship, and even the ministering itself. But you're gonna have to model this for your kids. You're gonna have to communicate and really prepare well ahead in advance for this. You can practice, mommies and daddies, you can practice on each other, or adults, you can practice on one another, praying for each other, or even doing worship together. And modeling to the kids is going to be very important, because they're going to see exactly what an intimate worship is supposed to look like, or what does it mean to just have that intentional conversation we got through the prayer. This week, we'll also be talking about families, so it's going to be what an awesome timing. So I'm going to give you some few ideas. You can look to the curriculum that I've shared, read through it, familiarize yourself with it. Please plan and communicate with your spouse or with the rest of your cell group. So the first idea that I'm going to give you is the icebreaker. One of the things that you can do is to create a family tree. What a family tree is supposed to look like? Well, there's many ways to do it. You can Google or you can Pinterest that to give you ideas on how to create that family tree. You're gonna need, some few art supplies. Maybe do it yourself first, create one for yourself, and then use that as a model to show the kids on what the family tree is supposed to look like. I will also provide a resource on how to create a family tree. You can use that, or if you find something else that's a lot better, go ahead and use that. It's also a great opportunity while you're making the family tree to talk about other members of the family that maybe your kids have not yet met, or one of those family members, some of those family members that live somewhere really far. It'd be a good time to break out the old photo albums or even watch old family videos. I think it'd be a great bonding time between you and the kids. They get to know a little bit more about their family and to really be able to trace down where they belong into the great picture of the family tree. Now, the teaching portion, I'm gonna give you guys a few different ideas or a few questions that you can use to prompt the learning among the kids. For example, the first question is, why did God make families? Why do you think God made families? Now make sure you listen to their answer, to their response, and realign them back to what the Bible says. Okay, so that can be question one. Another question could be, well, if God made families, who then do you think decided who would be in your family? Meaning to say, if this was God's idea, then who do you think was responsible for picking and choosing who was going to be in your family? I believe that those two questions, they will see that, hey, wait a minute, this is what God has designed for me. God has called these particular people to be part of my family. So the next question you can ask them then is, can God speak or express himself through your family members? And if so, how? So it's questioning, how can God express himself through the different members of the family? That can include the kids. Does God talk to kids? Definitely. Can God express his love to the kids? Most definitely. So go ahead and ask that question. The next question could be, what gifts do each family member have that they can use to express God's love? This kind of question kind of makes them or leads them to look at every family member and recognize the specific gifts that everybody has. And after recognizing that, how can they then use those gifts to express the love of God to the family? And then the next question you can ask then is, if God gave them those kind of gifts, can you then remember a time when the family member shows God's love to you? Was there ever a time, now that you know that they have specific gifts, was there ever a time that they used, that God showed His love through the family member? Now, this could be a time where you can explain to the kids that, hey, when mommy and daddy are correcting you, this is God's love being manifested. God's love, God is showing you love through the discipline that we are giving you. You could also be, gift giving. Sorry, I can't even say that right. Gift giving could also be a form of love. How does God express His love to you? Well, people are, the family members are listening to you, and they're recognizing the things that you like. A good father always listens, and family members listen, and that's another way that God expresses His love through the family members. Now, so the last question can be a challenge question, not just to the kids, but to the entire family. The question is, how can we, as the whole family, express God's love to everyone? How can we, as a family, express God's love to everyone? Now, you don't have to ask these questions in these particular order, but I mentioned them in those orders because ideally that's how I would ask them those questions. Because it seems to me that one question leads to another, leads to another, leads to another, ultimately leading to the intent of the actual lesson. That no matter who or how we feel about our family, that God is still definitely in the midst of the family. As a matter of fact, He created the family, and He decided who was going to be in the family, no matter who the members of the families are. Now, there might be some questions that can arise. So parents and adults, it is up to you to be well prepared in advance on this and be able to answer those questions. Now, if you can't answer those questions, you can discover them together. So I'm really looking forward to hearing what everybody else, or how everybody else's experience have gone. Please, it is very crucial to share them in the group. I believe that everybody is learning from them. Like I've mentioned before, there's no one way of doing this, but we can all do this together. Just remember that the kids are watching us the whole time, and it's in our hands. We have been given this great calling to lead them to Jesus. Let us not hinder them, but let's spearhead them towards Jesus. If you have any question, once again, you can message me on WhatsApp, message me on regular text, give me a phone call, message me on IG or Facebook, or even come to the house. Until then, have a great day.